Because the first thing I would say to any farmer, no matter where you're buying grass seeds, is that the varieties you choose have to be on the Department of Agriculture recommended list. Okay, that's a must, and if they're not on it, you have to ask nearly why they're not on it. Now that has been brought on another step in the last number of years by great work they're doing in Teagasc Moor Park in bringing out the PPI listing, and what that is doing is putting an economic value similar to the EBI on every variety of grass seed that's there. So we have a quality, we have a persistency, we have ground cover score. So all of that is there, and it's leading to a value at the end. So I suppose one of the important things that people have to keep in mind is obviously what they're after. So we're in County Laois at the moment, great ground. So I mean, really there you're looking at spring growth and you're looking at quality. To me, quality has to be first and foremost in your mind when you're reseeding. What we do in Clanby, I suppose, is we try and pick the varieties that will give you that much quality. So I mean, if you look at our premium grazing mix, we'd have the top 2 tetraploids and the top 2 diploids that are on the mix. What people have to look at is the soil type they have. Obviously, wetter ground is looking more at density. You put higher levels of diploids in it, will give you a good ground cover score, so cattle won't be poaching the ground. Poaching is a big issue in heavier areas, especially in shoulders of the year. So if you poach once in April, you know it's going to have an effect. If you poach twice, it's going to have probably 50% of an effect for that year and into the following year with October poaching. So poaching is an issue in wetter areas. What we'd probably do is cut down on the tetraploids, put in a bit more diploids, and also with the inclusion of timothy in mixes, which gives it a dense, adds to the density of the sward again. In a lot of dairy situations, they need to look at increasing the tetraploids. In our premium grazing, we'd have 50 to 55%, the top 2 tetraploids, the top 2 diploids in the mix. So quality has to be there. Quality has to be number one, because if you look at grass from the 1st of April to the end of September, grass will grow in 90% of cases. So the quality is going to be the difference in one paddock and the next paddock. I suppose the response to nitrogen is a big thing with the reseeding end of it. So you know, big differences in new swards and old swards. Just come back to the varieties. Obviously, on cut and silage, if you're into a 2-cut system, you're looking for varieties that are coming in around the 24th, 25th, 26th of May, and you need to get that cut early to get into a second cut. What we're looking at, I suppose, in general terms, is a heading date that would be no more than 10 days. So we don't want wide heading dates, we want a narrow heading date. So anywhere between the 1st and 10th of June, ideally, with very good spring growth to back that up.